The term psychology has been derived from the Greek word psyche, translating as a breath, spirit, soul, and logia, which corresponds to a study of it. It takes about 66 days for an average individual to make something a daily habit. Studies say that individuals who could instinctively use sarcasm to tackle a frivolous question have healthy minds. Individuals who have a deep sense of guilt are better at identifying the emotions and concerns of the people around them. We can understand any Meseta abstention as long as the slat and frist leaders of Derozar and Krekot Palex. Suckus tish stenchen. We are naturally second-minded because other people don't approve. Yawning to have someone else's yawn is a normal phenomenon. Despite not feeling exhausted or asleep, one of the myths regarding its infectiousness is that people catch it to express empathy. An average individual's mind wanders 30 of the time. A pupil rises to 45 when an individual looks at somebody they love. We often tend to break down knowledge into classes of 3 or 4 objects in them. The Indian phone number is 984 973 2543. 3 blocks with 3 or 4 bits in each chunk. During the 7 minutes of neural activity you will have before dying, you will see your memories in a dreamlike pattern. Having siblings is proven to help with getting along well with peers. The way an individual treats the employees at an establishment tells immensely about their character. If you sob out of happiness, the first tear will come from the right eye, but if you cry out of sorrow, it will come from the left. Food prepared by someone else tastes much better than your preparation, even when you use the same recipe. Hearing a single negative thing could damage at least 5 positive memories. Studies have shown that consuming food without preservatives will increase IQ by up to 14. You seem to think more about a specific individual than about catastrophic events. An individual still has 7 minutes of neural activity before he passes away. Researchers have observed that thinking that something bad is going to happen is less stressful to understand than not understanding how it will eventually wind up. Men aren't more entertaining than women, and they only make more jokes, and they don't care whether others like their humor or not. Shy people tell others very little about themselves, but they do it in quite a manner that makes other individuals believe they know them better than they think they do. Our brain size has decreased by 10 since we were hunter-gatherers. People in blue rooms are also much more productive. The study showed that information could last longer in the mind of a person evaluated for it than if it were only examined without the need for instant recall. You are in an endless pursuit of human faces and inanimate objects. People are much more likely to return a missing wallet if a picture of a child is found inside. Smart people tend to have fewer mates than the average person. The smarter the individual, the more selective they become. People who speak 2 languages can unintentionally change their personalities when they switch speaking from one language to another. People would rather change the truth than change their views about people. Being alone is harder for your health than you believe. We are the most imaginative in the night and the least creative in the day. Being home alone and isolated for a long time is just as bad for your well-being as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. People are more likely to blame someone in the case when something negative happens. Studies also found that people who are in a position of influence and power are very poor at determining other people's emotions. People between the ages of 18 and 33 are the highest percentage to have depression in the world. Studies say that travel improves brain well-being and even lowers a person's chance of heart disease and depression. Cognitive dissonance is when you have 2 contradictory values and you change one to match another. The broken heart condition is also called stress cardiomyopathy, which could lead to critical short-term heart muscle dysfunction. The force of authority may have the same effect on a human as a traumatic brain injury. People read quicker with longer lines but prefer shorter lines. Larger groups make worse and more subjective choices than smaller groups of people. If you can't interrupt the stream of thinking at night, write it down. This is going to put your mind at ease so that you can relax. Women have half as many pain receptors on their bodies as males, but they have a much greater threshold for pain. Physically, repetition affects the brain as new associations are made between brain cells. The maximum number of close friendships you can maintain is between 50 and 150. Any relationship born between 16 and 28 years of age is more likely to be robust and long-lasting. Emotional pain is remembered better than actual pain, which has a greater influence on your behavior. If we have a plan B, our plan is less likely to succeed. The starting and the ending are easier to recall than the middle ones. Humans are social creatures and have an innate need for social interaction and belonging. Our behavior is heavily influenced by our environment, including social, cultural, and physical factors. Humans are capable of empathy, or the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Human behavior is largely driven by motivation, which can be either intrinsic or extrinsic. Our behavior is influenced by our emotions, which can be both positive and negative. Humans have a natural inclination towards self-preservation and survival. Our behavior is shaped by our experiences, including past traumas and successes. Humans are capable of learning and adapting to new situations and experiences. Our behavior is often shaped by our beliefs, values, and morals. Humans are capable of both cooperation and competition, and these behaviors are often influenced by social norms and expectations. Our behavior can be influenced by our personality traits such as openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Humans are capable of cognitive biases or errors in thinking that can lead to irrational behavior. Our behavior can be influenced by our physical health, including our diet, exercise, and sleep patterns. Humans are capable of self-control, but this can be challenging due to the influence of our emotions and external factors. Our behavior can be influenced by our social identity, including our race, gender, religion, and nationality. Humans are capable of aggression and violence, but this behavior is often influenced by external factors such as social and environmental factors. Our behavior can be influenced by our cognitive processes, including perception, attention, memory, and reasoning. Humans are capable of addiction and substance abuse, which can have a significant impact on our behavior and decision-making. Our behavior can be influenced by our developmental stage, with different behaviors being more prevalent at different stages of life. Humans are capable of creativity and innovation, and these behaviors can be influenced by our environment, experiences, and cognitive processes.